All right, Shalom. Shalom, giving all praises, glory, and honors unto Yahweh, by Shem Yahushua, by Shem Kakadash, double honors to the apostles, elder bishops, a great millstone. Peace and blessings to the 144,000, the rest of the hopeful elect out there. This is your brother, the priest, Zawan from GMS Atlanta, back with another edifying video. And this is from Yahoo News. And Switzerland riots. Protesters fire fireworks at officers after teenager killed in police chase. And this has been these protests that have been erupting around the world have been sparking up for years now, and it's like any reason, for if there's a situation and it leads to violence, whether it's the government, coming down on the people, or mainly the police forces, law enforcement. If something happens and it's an injustice, then for any little thing, almost, it's like people are protesting around the world. There's riots and different skirmishes and clashes that break out in these different countries. And Switzerland is another country with this type of situation. Okay. So it says here, Switzerland riots, protesters fire fireworks at officers after teenager killed in police chase. So there's not much information here, but there's let's see if I can, there's a video which is just a short clip. This is fair use. I'm just going to let it play and just let you see what's going on. So that's coming out of Switzerland. All right, and you can see that there was a fire in the streets. There were fireworks being launched. And it says here that they were firing them at police officers. Okay, what do police officers do? They enforce the law, order. The laws of the land. So this type of action is found in the scriptures. Okay, it's found in prophecy. All right. So let's get that. And this isn't going to be a long video. Yep. So this is 2 Ezra 15 and 16. It says, "For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another," and that's when you have one people that are coming against their government. All right. Here's a point: they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. And when you have law enforcement, officers, they enforce the laws that the rulers, the kings, the princes, prime ministers, presidents put into law. So what the people do, the people are they protest, and then the police come and they clash against one another. As a matter of fact, let's go to 2 Ezra 15 and 15. And that wasn't an extreme situation. It was only fireworks and so forth. But there's been plenty of protests around the world now that have had it to where people actually were, fighting, sticks, stones, guns, bullets, being unalived on both sides, on officers and citizens, and that's the time we're coming into. So this is Second Ezra's 15 and 15. For the sword in their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another. And you get civil unrest, civil war. You got, like I said, these riots. Okay, these things are a part of the end times. It says that one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. So there's a time to come, there's days to come where things are going to escalate all over the earth, but especially over here in America, Babylon the Great, over here in the U.S. Things are going to get intense, okay? Things are going to get bad, violent, all right? Death and destruction draweth nigh, right? So this next article here, let me see here, I get this one. So this is from the BBC News, and it says protesters and police clash after death of taxi driver in Indonesia. So the first one was Switzerland. Now this is Indonesia, and here it is. Their citizens are clashing against the police. So this is a spirit that's in the earth right now. All right, and this is recent. This is from 5 hours ago. Okay, I believe this one that I had. This is from the Arab News. Let's see. Well, I think it's today as well. Let me see. Yeah. Outrage grows in Indonesia after police ram delivery rider and fatal protest clash. So, hey, look at this. Another video. Hold on, let me go back. And this is in Jakarta, Indonesia. All right, so you get the point, and this is they say this happened Thursday. Okay, so let's go to the BBC News. So things are getting wild out here, man. So it says mass protests have broken out in cities across Indonesia with clashes between police and those in attendance following the death of a ride-sharing driver who was hit by a police vehicle on Thursday night. 21-year-old Afan Kurniawan had been taking part in the action opposing housing perks for politicians and cost of living issues. So as you can see, they're having protests, but they were protesting based on what the government was doing. Here it is, the government, politicians, they're more well taken care of than the everyday citizen. So then the police come out, and then this driver gets unalive. So they're fighting over there. It says on Friday, tear gas and water cannons were fired at crowds gathering in the major cities of Jakarta and Surabaya, while some protesters threw Molotov cocktails and fireworks. Those are weapons, man. The unrest is seen as a key test for President Prabowo Subianto, with frustrations over a lack of jobs, low wages, high taxes, and rising living costs. And guess what? The same thing is happening over here in America. It's just that the people here are not protesting. But look at what Trump is doing. Look at what he's doing with these tariffs. And we are seeing an increase in prices. All hell is going to break loose soon in this country. That's why those of us in the faith, those of us that know we're Israelites in the faith of Yahweh Bashmi Yahushai, we have to continue and endure and have faith in the Lord. Okay? Because times are going to get hard. Times are going to get even worse. And it could, affect. It's going to affect everyone. Okay. So that's the point. That's the point. I'm gonna end it here. Hope this lesson was edifying. All praises goes to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Klakudash. The end of this world is coming. The end of this society is nigh at hand. Evils are going to increase, but then once the deliverance takes place, then faith and truth shall flourish. But first, we got to get through these troublesome times. So, double honors to the apostles, the elder bishops, a great millstone once again. Shalom.